Okay, wow, that was an adventure, and you didn't even see any of it yet. 20 minutes in, and we're just finally getting started. Well, anyway, sorry about the delay, folks. Let me turn these things down now that I know the things are actually working. For some reason, we just couldn't get the thing to hook up. So anyway, tonight, we are going to do some more interesting things in Vital, and see how long all this works. So what you're hearing is actually being mostly sequenced or arpeggiated or whatever within Vital, and so a little bit I want to talk a little bit about how to do that. The other thing that I want to do tonight is pick up last week where we left off on on Roland's pad. What you're hearing is actually a modified version of that I did over the last few days, and to get ready for tonight, just so I knew what I was talking about. And speaking of knowing what I was talking about, last time I was trying to show how to save a patch as a wavetable, and I couldn't remember how to do it. And I knew I had done it, and I had seen it, and I had just done it. But I couldn't remember how to do it. So let's do that real quick. First thing I'll do is let's make the make what you're hearing now go away, because that's not really what we're working with. And we'll get into the one that we're really using, which isn't playing anything right now. Here we go. All right. So this is where we left off last time, a couple weeks ago. Excuse me. We've got this nice pad, and I said that we could take this and we could actually make this into a wavetable that we could use somewhere else. And that's actually really, really simple. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and stop so that it's not actually doing anything while we do this, supposedly. I think that's just emptying out of the delay. Yeah. So what we're going to do to actually save this whole patch as a wavetable is really simply just come over here over one of the wavetable images and right click, and down here at the bottom, so we can actually save this wavetable to the wavetables within Vital, which I've already done. But if we come down here to the bottom, we can resynthesize the preset to a wavetable. And all you have to do is come down here and click, and it makes weird things happen to audio when you do it. But now, if you notice, this wavetable here has changed. It's not the same one that was there before. This is the new wavetable, I believe. So if I take this, I'm going to right-click here. I'm going to save this to wavetables. And hopefully I didn't just screw that up. I probably did. It's okay. It's okay. Doesn't matter. It's going to sound cool anyway. But now if I turn all the rest of this stuff off, this has most of the components of whatever was playing in the time that it resynthesized. So it's not exactly perfect, but it does do some neat stuff. And we could take this result into Pigments or into the Wavetable synth within Ableton and turn that into something new. Let's see if I can reload this from where it was and go back. Yep, there we go. So anyway, that's how you resynthesize a wavetable or a preset to a wavetable, and it gets a lot of what was going on. Some of the finer detail doesn't come out necessarily. But anyway, that is doable. So what I want to talk about tonight is take this a little further. I want to take this patch a little further and make it a little more interesting, and I want to add that sequencing arpeggiation to it. Now, Vital in and of itself does not have a sequencer or arpeggiator built in, so we have to kind of sort of fake it. And there's a couple different ways we can do that. It all gets around doing basically just using LFOs or randoms to generate a pitch change. So what we're going to do is we're going to use an LFO, and I'll do a new one here. We'll grab LFO 3, and I'm just going to drag that up to the right one, pitch. That's the right one. Yep, transpose. Because what we want to do, we don't want to change the tuning, but we want to change the note. Okay, so now if I were to go ahead and let's actually slow this LFO, before we get too far, we're going to slow this LFO down. Now if I play a note on the keyboard, okay, so you hear we're now changing the pitch, but it's a continuous change on the pitch. So that doesn't do really well for an arpeggio. It's a cool sound, but it's not what we're looking for. So we need to lock this into whatever kind of scale it is, or what notes, what note degrees we want to play. We want this to play, and we do that by going to this little keyboard section right here. Oh shoot, you're not even looking at it. Daggone it. All right, let's try that again. So what I did, I took this LFO 3. Let's break it down and I'll do it again. So I'm going to remove this. So we're going to take LFO 3, which is a new LFO. Right now it's just a triangle. And I'm going to take this and I'm going to put it up on the pitch, on the transpose. This is where we would actually do transposition within the oscillator. So now if I've got that on there, I've got it at a slow rate. You can see as the LFO goes up, the pitch goes up, and as it comes back down, the pitch comes back down. Like I said, not terribly useful though for an arpeggiated kind of sound. So what we'll do is we'll come in here to this little keyboard icon here, and we can define what degrees of the scale we want to be played. And so we just click on, let's say we want to do a minor scale. So I'm going to go here, I'm going to go here, I'm going to go here, 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 and here. So now I've got these turned on, and if I go ahead and play now, you can hear it's now quantized to notes. So one of the next things we're going to want to do is we're going to want to kind of sort of narrow the range down. And to do that, all we need to do is go in here and we're going to change the, and actually let me show you this a little more easily. Show you here on the mod matrix. So you can see we've got LFO3, unipolar, because this is not turned purple, mono, because this is not turned purple, and we've got this range. So if I want to knock that range down, all I do is slide this down. So let's say I just want just a small range of notes, say there. And so what we're doing this now on, thanks, Make Mistakes. Good to see you. Thanks for coming by. Yeah, we had a little bit of a rough start getting the stream to actually start. So it was a little bit tricky. I'm not sure what the deal was, but things sometimes just change when I'm not looking, and that annoys me. So anyway, by changing this range, I can change how far up and down the how far up and down the scale we go, and we can go down too. If I take this negative, you'll hear it arpeggiates down, and that actually can be kind of cool. Let's say we take this to come on, can I type that in? No, of course not. I really need to get a good, decent mouse in here. That'll work. Okay, so if I take this stereo now, you'll actually hear it go in two directions at once. And it's all locked to the notes that we selected over here on the transpose snap map, which is pretty cool. So a lot of times now in an ARP like this, we don't necessarily want all of the notes. We just maybe want 3 or 4. So I'm just going to take those two out. So now our ARP sounds like this. Which is really kind of a cool sound, but we can do some other things. One of the other neat things about Vital is we can shape LFOs, and I'm just going to grab. There's a really cool preset that's in here that I'm going to grab from the list of factory, and I'm going to come down here to sidechain 2. So the idea behind this is that it's supposed to make it sound like if you were using this as if you were using this in a patch and you were trying to get it to duck out of the way of a kick drum in another patch or something like that, that's what this is kind of designed for. But I'm taking this and using this against the pitch, so now we have something that sounds like this. Holds. So I want just a little more range. I want to go another note with this. So I'm going to come over here to the wheel to change this, and I'm going to try and go just a little bit more. I really need to get a decent mouse in here. Let's try that. Nope, missed again. I hate trackpads, and that's what I've got on this machine right now. Let's try this. And I want to take that downward going sound out. So we'll right click on the wheel And I'm going to go back to making it mono. Perfect. But I think the note range is where I want it to be now. But I'd like it to start making that transition a little earlier. So all we have to do is start reshaping our LFO, which is really easy. Just grab the points and put them where you want them. Let's see, say we want that here, and I want it to be up to the top sooner, and then I want it to track back down. So let's do that. And I think I still want it to go up one more semitone if I can get it to do it. So let's see if we can get that just a little bit higher. Because remember, this is snapping to the closest note on that pitch snap. Oops, maybe let's do it. Let's cheat. Let's turn it on there. Nope, still not getting where I want to go. Just a little bit more. That's pretty cool. And I'm going to speed the whole thing up a little bit just by taking our tempo up in this case. So we'll do weird things to the delay as we go. Let's go there. Now sometimes this will do, if you start playing chords, like right now I'm just playing the first and fifth of a G chord. And this whole thing is kind of set up to be a G minor, which is where I land a lot in music. Hey Joe, good to see ya. Got you to finally install some Vital presets. I'm going to teach you to make your own, man. That's where it gets fun. So if you hear, if I play a chord, sometimes it just doesn't work real well, because we can transpose and snap to the scale degrees, but Vital and Live, Ableton Live don't quite yet have scale snapping worked out. I'm hoping that by the next stream, I think the next stream is going to be after the 5th of March. 5th of March, Ableton Live 12 drops officially, and hopefully I will have gotten it installed on the production machine and working in time for the next stream, and we can start our live stream, and we can see about how well the scale attention actually works in the new version of Ableton Live. I'm looking forward to that, along with a lot of the other new features, but I'm looking forward to that a lot. So anyway, this is really good. This function works pretty well when you are careful about what notes you're playing and what's going on underneath of it. I'm going to put that note back in, and I'm going to see if I can make it go one more note higher. Really? Turn off. There we go. Oh, I like that. So now this is not this function is not limited to doing it with just one of our LFOs or of our oscillators. We can do it to all three of them. We can do it to all four of them if we really wanted to. I'm just going to do two, and I want to show what you can do in the same kind of thing with a random. So what I'm going to do with this one is I'm going to cut down on the notes that we're dealing with greatly. I'm only going to do the first, fifth, and the seventh, and we're going to take this one, and I'm going to go into random 4 here, and I'm going to grab that and drag that over to the pitch. So right now our random is a purlin. It's going to be kind of weird. And it's way up the scale. And way fast. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to switch this over to just a standard sample and hold. It's all we really need or want here. And I'm going to slow this down to half the rate of the first one. And I'm going to cut the range way back. And give it a little more range. There we go. Now I'm holding the first and fifth again, so this is giving us notes that may not always line up quite the way we expect, but it's always going to be interesting, and it's always going to be the scale degrees. So what I found is if you keep it like first and fifth, that kind of thing, or octaves when you're sequencing this, you'll get some really nice pleasing sequences. It also works very well down low. Okay, so you can take this now. Once we've got this down, we've got a sound kind of like what we like. I do want to add a couple more things. I want to modulate some other things manually, like with the mod wheel or with Aftertouch, since I've got Aftertouch, and that's just done pretty relatively easily in the Matrix. Let's choose what it is we want to change. Let's see what's going on here, and I just want to listen to this one real quick. Oh, that's that. I don't want to mess with that too much. All right, let's use this one to kind of shift where we are in the wavetable on top of what's already going on with the wavetable motion. So let's do that with the mod wheel, and it's another one of those deals where, oh, let's see, we can go into the mod matrix is the easiest way to do it. So we're going to do oscillator 3 position. So we just go in here, create another entry in the mod matrix. Words are escaping me tonight. Go to oscillator 3 and let's do. Where is it? I should be able to find. Thought I could find position. I know I've done this before. Thought I had anyway. Let's try that. Okay, so we're getting motion. Let's go ahead and turn it up. Not hearing anything. What's going on? Nope, that did not get what I wanted. Doopy-doopy-doopy-doopy-doo. Oscillator 3. Must not be one we can do here. Every once in a while I find something that you can't do that you would expect to be able to do. Which gets to be a little frustrating sometimes. I really would like to be able to move that frame. In fact, wave frame should have been the right thing, and it's possible that something else is driving it further. Yeah, I see. Random 3 is driving it further than the mod wheel could add. So let's do this. That's what's going on there. So let's drive something else. Let's go ahead and drive. Oh, let's monkey with the number of unison voices. That should be an interesting thing. We should be hearing that, but good when I do that. Actually, maybe not so much on that one. That's not a good one to play with, because that's doing so little. That's why that's not doing what I expect or what I'd like to hear. So let's do that to this one. Same idea. So back to the matrix. We'll take this off of mod wheel. We'll go to oscillator 2. Unison frame spread. Or maybe that doesn't do what I think it does. Unison voices is what I wanted to try anyway. Okay, we can see I'm moving the mod wheel. It's not changing the number of voices. I wonder why that is. Let's try something else. Maybe I've found something that doesn't work the way we expect. The detune works. So why doesn't the number of voices work? Let's set it to 0 to start, or 1 to start. There we go. Dial it back so it's presentable. That's going to be really subtle when we turn everything else back on. Hey Shades, thanks for stopping in. Good to see you. So the other thing I'm going to do with the mod wheel, I think, is I'm going to take and have that add to the filter a little bit. Not that much, but dial that back. We could add an LFO to override that a little bit more too if we wanted to. Pretty much anything that you want to be messing with, we can modulate. Like I could take an LFO and have it work the level of the noise. Maybe not quite that much. And that's on top of the modulation that we already had going on the noise. So we get some really complex modulations, and I can get in here to this, and like I said, we can draw our own, to some extent we can draw our own LFOs. So if we listen to just that noise now, it's kind of rhythmic. If I can get a hold of that spot, we can drag that all the way up. Oh, that's one of those blue notes. So let's see, what else had I done? I'd done the sample from earlier. What else had I added? Oh, so back to these LFO shapes. I mean, we did this one. This one's kind of cool, but and I actually have a version. Oh, I thought I had that in there. Oh, under user, I've got that one saved mostly. But just to get an idea of what some of these, I mean, there's a few that come in here that are pretty cool. We can do the random pulses, for instance. But I tend to like that less busy one. Especially if we want to do something like, let's see, let's move I'm going to minimize this for a second and make sure I've got stuff where I expect it to be. I don't. So let's see, let's take this sequence here, which is just, the only part of it that's actually running is that first 12 and a half bars or whatever it is. Let's take that and we're going to copy that and drop that here. So now if I play this, it's supposed to be, oh, there it goes. I've got it on the wrong one, that's why. You stop. There we go. So we can take that and add to that our pluck from last time. And that's pluck is being driven by those sequences that we did last time in Stepic. Which is just very simple. Mostly the root, a couple of randoms, and a couple of fifths. And you've got the basis of a whole ambient piece right there. I want to show you something else too. This just came up the other day, and it's actually what's adding something to the pluck that we did last time. There's a new plugin from Variety of Sound. really nice reverb. Oops, wrong one. So this is being piped into my two effects buses, and on my A bus, my A effects bus is this new Epic Clouds reverb, and I just got it working on this machine today. Had a little issue getting it to actually work, but apparently this has to do with a lot of new installations of Windows don't automatically have some of the underlying Microsoft C++ runtimes installed that this requires. So once I installed those runtimes, this came right up, and I love this reverb. I mean, it almost makes a instant ambient. And in fact, let's do something a little different so we can hear this sound in a different environment. Let's stop the action here. And I'm going to jump back over to this guy. Turn that off. And let's see. There is a motorcycle or something just went by. Let's see. As part of this, I've also got in Vital, I've got the delay and reverb turned on. So let's go ahead and turn those off. It just adds instant ambience right there. And if you turn the delay back on, it might be a little bit much of that. Turn the mix down a touch. And so if you let that run with the sequence again, turn Stepic back on, and hit play. And I'm going to slow us down a little bit. So basically, at this point, I've got just the pluck and the delay that's within the Vital patch already, and this new reverb. And that sounds right. That sounds pretty nice right there. If we come back and go ahead and turn one of these pads back up. there we go. Can't beat that with a stick. And that's all there is to that. So what else do we want to do with Vital tonight? We've got a little more time. What can we break? Do we want to do another patch from scratch? We can do that. Let's go ahead and open up this instance of Vital while this other stuff is playing. Let's see now. See, I've got my other version of this that I was working on during the week. Let's go ahead and do something. So this all looks pretty familiar to you. Let's see. Let's make. One thing I need to learn about this is how to initialize a patch, but we can do it this way for now. Right there. Just turn it up so we can hear what we got going on. This is just a saw wave. And right now in the mixer, that is set into all of our effects buses, I think. Yeah, cranked into the reverb and the delay. So let's make that go away. All right. What kind of sound do we want? Let's see. So right now I'm just looking for a wavetable to start from, and like we talked before, we can modify the heck out of them. It can be almost anything we want it to be. Let's go into that Ensoniq series of wavetables again. Kind of interesting. Not sure it's tuned. Let's go ahead and lock it down so I don't play too many more wrong notes. That was pretty horrible. There we go. Okay. And I'm going to turn these other two down a little, turn this one up a little bit, turn these other two down. I'm not sure how keen I am on that. Alright, that sounds like a good place to start. Let's go ahead and crank that into a filter. I'll put that in filter 1. A little bit more resonance. And let's make this a dirty 24 dB low pass. Drive it a little bit. All right. And the first thing we're going to want to do is put some motion on all of this. Let's make this a medium plucky kind of thing. So we'll do that to the amplitude. Kind of like a bell. Oops, wrong one. Works. And envelope 2 we're going to take and we're going to put on that filter cutoff. And we'll bring the decay down. Hey, Jeff. All right. Not sure how this one's going to lend itself to the motion, but we'll give it a... Maybe we'll put something underneath of it that moves around. Because those sequenced or arpeggiated things lend themselves a little better to that. But we'll see what we can do. Let's see what we got here. Let's go ahead and grab an LFO. Put that right on the pitch, or right on the transpose. Okay, we got the video game going. And this is going to be one of those ones that makes those random. Those things like, where was it? That's not what I wanted. This guy. But we want to slow it way the heck down. Yeah, see, we run out of... All right, let's add something under. Let's take this. I'm going to take this same wave, copy it, paste it down here. For the same wave table anyway. Find a different part of it. Okay. And we're going to grab another LFO and put it on the pitch of this one. Lock that thing into a scale. Slow this down. And let's see, take envelope 3, do this, put envelope 3 on the level, the matrix here. back here. It's not quite giving me the result that I want. This is one of those things where you can see, can you, so I can disconnect it from envelope 3, but not from envelope 1. And I really want this to kind of drone. So this is something, this is an instance where pigments might do a better job, or any number of other, some other ones maybe do a better job, unfortunately. Think about this for a second. Because you can hear it's following out that guy. Got an idea. Let's take this. I can't copy it. We'll come down here to this one's got this guy. Okay. So what we're going to do is I'm going to disconnect this. I'm going to take this and I'm going to change the way this works. I'm going to take the bell shape off of here. Bring the attack up. Sustain. Now I'm going to take envelope 3 here, and I'm going to put this on the level, and I'm going to invert it. And then envelope 3. I have to think upside down here. I think this will work. Now it's still holding this guy. Can't have this one drive that one down. Or do I want it to do this? Wait a minute. No, it's still not overriding that. Unfortunate. I wish I could do a pluck on one and more of a drone on the other. Oh well. Alright, back to where we were. I'll just do this something different. Take this guy and make it go away. had an idea, wanted to do something, you can't do it. And have you ever had it when that happens? You get your idea, you want to do something, and then it just doesn't work, and then you're like shot for the whole thing. It's like, to heck with it. It's kind of where this is going for me at the moment. Now let's slow this down. Just took all the fun out of making this patch. I guess we'll just make another pad. Oh, shucks. So let's initialize the patch and start again. Let's see. Well, we can play with sawtooths. They're always fun. Let's get two of them going. Let them play against each other a little bit. Turn that on. And we'll detune this one just a touch. Good long attack. Huge release. All right. And let's make some of these weird sounds over here. Take this same envelope, and I'm going to have it change this over time. Turn that back down to minimal. Turn that channel down a little bit. So we've got that filtering going on, and we didn't even have that filtering kind of sound going on. Didn't even have a filter turned on yet. Down. Let's do something similar with this one. Get this one a little wilder. Same kind of thing. We'll just go ahead and do that same envelope to it. Actually, no, I take that back. We're going to do a different envelope for that one. Do that with envelope 2. We'll do that at a different rate. And we'll start to do some of my favorite stuff. We'll make this bipolar, or make it stereo. Let's see, there we go. So they start doing different things. So you can see if you watch that waveform on the second oscillator, as it gets really bent out of shape going on one side, the other side goes to a sine wave. Let's slow that down. So if you listen real careful, you can hear that sine wave come in and out. Just turn that off for a second. Turn these other guys off. You hear that sine wave quiet underneath. Kind of nice. Wonder if this would sound different as a harmonic. What's that going to sound like? Not so much. So you can hear that starting moving left to right as it plays. You can hear the one go left, the other goes right. Don't like having that in there though. Now, turn this guy back on. Let's see. Okay, time for some more motion. Let's take a random and let's put that on the pan of this guy. So this one we're going to make stereo and bipolar, or we'll make it stereo and we'll make it bipolar. Let's just make it mono. Okay, now we need a little filter action. I'm going to take both of these, pipe them through filter 1. Grab another random for that. Put that there. And this is when we definitely want to have stereo at least. Slow that last random down a little bit. And let's give ourselves some unison up here. Not that much. Oops, sorry about that. Excuse me. Let's do... Not what I wanted. Where are... Give this a soft bottom here. That'll work. Noise. Put that to filter 2. Grab ourselves another random. We'll do this as a sample and hold. Put that on the cutoff there. Make that one pretty quick. That was a little more resonance than I wanted. And this same random we just did is also going to position it in space. So I don't know if you noticed, in this case I took and made one of the sends for this random. One of them is monopolar, meaning it only goes positive. The other one is stereo, so it's going left and right, or positive and negative in this case. So the same LFO or the same random can have different characteristics depending on where you're sending it and how much of it you're sending or how you're sending it there. Wow, I haven't used a single LFO. Okay, so let's take this LFO and let's change this position on this sine table here a little bit. So this is another one we're going to definitely want to make bipolar. Change its amount. Slow it way the heck down. And we're going to make this one an actual sine wave. How's this sound when we get really low? Sounds pretty cool. You go down a couple octaves. It's always interesting to design a sound in one range and finding out what it does when you go somewhere completely different with it. And then the other fun thing to do is see, well, what happens if we apply some of those other weird things that we were doing earlier? Like, what if we apply, pitch changes in the middle of our pad? Like we take this LFO2 here, and let's apply that to our transpose here. So it does that, obviously. But what if we come in and we start locking this to our scale degrees? And then we may want to slow that down. Wasn't necessarily what I had in mind for this patch, but it's pretty cool. turn the level on that. Actually, let's take another LFO and assign that to bring that in and out. So it's another instance now where we've done sequencing or arpeggiating within Vital that doesn't have an arpeggiator. All right, which one is driving that now? I've lost. Oh, that's LFO2. Okay. What's LFO3 doing? Oh, I hadn't sent that anywhere yet. Sent the wrong one there. Okay. Oh, then we'll just slow this one down. All right, going to assign a couple things to this filter. I'm going to grab some aftertouch and put on this filter because we can. Make it a little more subtle. So if you don't have a controller with aftertouch, you can assign this just as easily to like the mod wheel. Nice. All right, let's put some effects on this and call this a patch. Let's see. What do we want here? Definitely going to want reverb from here. Now, yeah, we'll put reverb on it for now. So one thing that a lot of people say when you're doing ambient is just, drown it in reverb, but I don't necessarily agree with that. We definitely want a big size and we want a big and a long time, but I don't know that we want a whole lot of it in the mix. That might actually be too long. I don't want to put too much reverb in the patch itself too, because I really want to add my reverb externally. Because I think this is another patch that would benefit from that new reverb. Put that on in a second. I am going to go ahead and put some internal delay on it though. And I'm going to make it, not going to make it tempo based. I'm going to make it time. And we're going to go for like a long time. I'm going to make it stereo. All right, let's call that a patch, and we're going to go ahead and save that, and we'll call this, let's call this, I'm terrible at naming presets, so let's see. Can't tell if anybody's out there anyway, so let's just call it, what's a pad, and we'll call it, February Shimmer. Okay, pad. Here we go and save. So that's got that. That's and that's good. You know, I'd probably add more to this later. Because one thing that I haven't really taken a lot of advantage of with these is the macros. And part of the reason for that is that I want those to be assigned to, I want to be controlling those from knobs on the controller, and I haven't got all of that worked out exactly how that works or is going to work just yet. So that will be coming. So and let's go ahead, we can go ahead and minimize this. So now we've got three different tracks going here. We've got our original pad from before. Let's our pad and pluck. Let's bring them back in. So we're going to end up with two pads that are taking a lot of the same kind of sonic space and activity. So what I'm going to do, you can hear this one's really low. So we'll go into the sequence for this one we just did, which is a much simpler sequence, but I'm going to grab these two notes and I'm going to move them up a couple of octaves to G3. Here we go. And let's see what happens if we play that. We turn this down so it doesn't deafen us. All right, now I want to send this. So actually, I'm going to put this in line here. So we've got that new variety of sound Epic Clouds reverb. This is an amazing. This thing is incredible. In fact, let's mute these other tracks. And we'll give it some more decay. And this bloom control is kind of sort of like a pre-delay on other reverbs, but not quite. It does a really interesting build. Nice. All right, now we'll bring this other pad back up. And the pluck. And there we go. Now that's that I like. Curious here. You know what? This could be a big mistake. Don't do that. All right. So there's still be some stuff to do, some EQing and some more automation within the sequencer, but you know, that and a couple more little things here and there, and there's a whole ambient track with 3 instances of Vital, and a lot of motion, a lot of interest. I haven't put span on this to see what it looks like, but I don't even know if I've got span on the master track on this. Do I? Now I've got some LFOs doing something. I have no idea what at this point. Left over from... This is basically the template that I've been using, or the project that I'm using here in Ableton has been... what I've been beating up on from all through January, all of January, all through February. It's been the same project. I just keep glomming more things into it. At some point, it's going to explode on me, and I'll be unhappy. But let's take a look. Let's see. Am I in the right place? Yeah, I'm in the right place. I thought I was in the right place. There we go. Stick it up. Oh, duh. Learn how to use your sequencer. Here we go. All right, so, of course, this is getting my voice as well when I speak because of the way you're wired up here. What I should do, you know what? I should put this not here. You can see what I'm doing. So you can see this picks up my, I've got span now on the master channel, and that picks up my mic when I speak. So when I talking about what I'm doing, it's not going to be showing the right thing. So let's go ahead and put this on. Let's take this off of here. And instead, let's put it on. Will this work? Stick it there. Yeah. Sort of. It's not enough level really to show what's going on. Alright. Yeah, I don't have enough level to do it there because of the other stuff that's going on. Alright. Oh, because of the gating, that's why. So I guess better to see my voice mess with the spectrum than the have it getting ducked every time I talk. So we could probably use a little bit more in the high end. Kind of leaves room for some tinkly bells or something like that. Sound effects, that kind of thing up there in the area up through here. And we might be a little bit thick down here, but we can fix that with EQ. Well on the way to the starting point of a nice track with this. All right, so I think that will about do it for the evening. Thanks, folks, for coming. Appreciate you hanging out with me for a while, and for those who join in the replay, appreciate you. Thank you. If you think of it, please go ahead, hit the like button there on the YouTubes. If you'd like to see more, I'm going to be doing all kinds of, hopefully in the next week or two I'll get the new version of Ableton. We can start fooling around with that a little bit on the stream. I'm going to dive into some other things, I'm sure. I'm looking forward to seeing what the new a couple of new instruments and effects in the new version of Ableton look like, and specifically I'm interested in some of the compositional enhancements, things like the it being able to stick to a scale and better and that kind of thing. See how well that works. I have not been I've not been using the beta version at all, and so I kind of want to go into it blind, so to speak. I've been watching some other people's stuff using it. It looks really interesting. I'm really excited to see it. But we will see what we will see. So like I said, that's going to do it for me for tonight, I think. Thanks for coming around. Like I said, like, subscribe. Down in the description, there's a link also, or will be a link to my website. Come visit. There's all kinds of stuff hanging around there, and that has to do with music and synths, and also some of my other interests, photography and whatnot. At some point too, I'm not going to do it as a live stream, but I know some people have been interested in how I do the production, and I'm kind of interested in how I do it too, because it has not been treating me well the past couple of streams. I have to go back and revisit some things. I've had some issues, not only tonight, but 2 weeks ago. Also, getting the stream to actually start has been a problem. So, look to get that fixed. So anyway, guys, thanks. I know what else I saw was interesting. It's going to be a while before I buy one, but that new the new UBXA, I think I might have to, part of me thinks I might have to have one. But what I got to looking closely at that, And the UBXA came at a point when Oberheim started to go a little bit away from, well, they definitely went to the CEM, not the SEM, but the CEM, the Curtis chip-based filters and oscillators. And so it's got the same filter that was in the Prophet 600 or the Pro 800, which I have a Pro 800. What I need to find out is how similar the oscillators are. If I actually look at them, the devices side by side, from a control and layout standpoint, very much of it is the same. Where the UB really starts to shine, though, is in its layering functionality, where we have basically two 8-voice synths that you can do some neat layering things with, and that's kind of what I want to see. Part of me is like, maybe I could do that with two Pro 800s. And that's a lot less. I've got another nice keyboard controller I can use with that setup to maybe make my own UB. The sound is very, very similar between the Prophet 600/Pro 800 and the UBXA, or the original OBXA. They were very similar sounding synthesizers. So if the feature set's the same, it might be possible to build one, so to speak, for less money, get myself and have myself some interesting ability to do some different kind of things. Running two of them in stereo just makes a really nice big 16-voice wide sound. And Daniel Fisher at Sweetwater did a video on that not too long back. He took two Pro 800s and controlled them both via MIDI from a keyboard controller, and it sounded amazing. So what I'm interested in to see is, what are the sequencing and arpeggiation on the Prophet 600 and the Pro 800 was not as robust, I think, as it is on the Oberheim. And that's what I want to look into. If I can do everything that, if a Pro 800 can do everything that half an OBXA or UBXA can do, then I might just buy another Pro 800, stick the two of them side by side, and call it a day. But part of me is really really gravitating towards that new UB. There are, and one of the things that really is calling my name on that is the polyphonic aftertouch keyboard. As you know, I'm a sucker for polyphonic aftertouch, so that may be might just have to do it. But it'll be a while before I get to that, like months, because there's some other stuff that I want to get into in the meantime. Obviously, the Ableton upgrade comes at a cost. I've got that new stylophone drone synth on pre-order, and I want to build a small modular system around that. So there may be some other stuff that happens well before another new keyboard comes in. We'll see. Things are always subject to change without notice around here. So anyway, that's going to do it for me, guys. Appreciate you all stopping by, and we will. I'll let this make some pretty noises, and I will shut my mouth, and we'll see you all next time. Thanks.